morning. Buenos días. Cualitlanesi. Today is, or should be, let's see, yes, Wednesday. Wednesday, and we're still in the month of May. But let's begin with our salute. My mother, my father made me. Butterfly, hummingbird, eagle. Wisdom, strength, beauty, I am. One is the sun. Two is the earth. Three are the animals. Four are the people. Five is the world. Six is the sun. Seven is the moon. Eight are the birds of Venus. 9 are the seasons. 10 is death. 11 are the waters. 12 is community. 13 are the stars. 0 is infinity. 20 is complete. Bueno, decíamos que hoy es miércoles y va a ser 20 de mayo. Vamos a deletrear miércoles. M, I, E, R, L, E, S. M, I, E, R, K, L, E, S. Miércoles, miércoles. Y estamos en el mes de M, A, Y, O. I, O. Mayo. 20 de mayo. Y tenemos un problema, una oración de resta. A 12 le restamos 2. ¿Cuántos nos quedan? ¿Qué es el equivalente? Vamos a ver. 12. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Le restamos 2. 1, 2. Nos van a quedar 10. Bueno. Vamos al tonal Machiotl. Ayer fue 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, casa. Chicome, Cali. Ayer fue Chicome, Cali. Es Co, Se, Ome, Ye, Nahui, Macuili, Chicuase, Chicome, Chicue, Chicnahui. Ya me pasé. Estamos fue Chicnahui, Cali. Y hoy estamos a Tlahtocan, Cuetzpali. Le cambiamos. Si tienen su calendario que hicieron en su casa, pueden seguir. Okay. Remember, if you have this in your home, the one you made, you can follow me as we change the days on the Tonal Machiotl. Today, I have a little story. It's a true story, but it's an amazing story, okay? It's a story that you're going to say, is the teacher telling me the truth or not? I tell you, I'm telling you the truth. This is what happened, okay? It's actually several stories, right? In your schedule, you'll have a video that you're going to watch about somebody who videotaped what they call a UFO. The U stands for unidentified. The word unidentified simply means that you don't know what it is. You cannot define it. It's unidentified. We don't know its identity. And the other word in UFO is FLYING, flying. Unidentified flying. And all of you know what flying is, but the next word is called object. Object. An object simply means something, a thing. Okay? So a UFO is an unidentified flying object. Somebody is seeing something flying in the sky, but they don't know what it is. They can't identify it. It's not a bird. It's not a plane. It's not Superman. Okay? So it's unidentified. But it's definitely flying because it's up in the sky moving around. And it's definitely something. It's an object, a UFO. And I want you to write these words. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about UFO. Now, there's many people who will say, who have never seen a UFO, an unidentified flying object. And then there's people who have. And then there's some people who have actually videotaped them. And you can find them on the internet, on YouTube. Just put UFO, and there's lots of people who have videotaped UFOs. And the reason they keep using the word UFO is because they don't know what they are, where they come from. The one thing about it is that they don't behave like planes. They don't behave like planes. They don't behave like helicopters. They kind of behave a little bit like drones, but even drones don't do what the UFOs do. And when people started seeing UFOs, things up in the sky, there were no planes. There were no helicopters. There were no drones. This was before airplanes were invented. For a long, long time, people have been reporting flying things in the sky that move in a crazy kind of a way. So UFOs have a long history. Now, because we're able to take out our cell phones and tape them, more people are taping them, but now they still don't know what it is. Now, my story. I have seen a UFO 4 times in my life. When I was in the 3rd grade, when I was 9 years old, my little brother and I were walking down a road out in the farms, and we looked up and we saw this object. And this object, to us, looked like this. That's all it looked like, just like that. Okay? And it was flying in a straight line. It was flying in a straight line, like this. And myself and my little brother were looking up. And the object was flying like that. And then it stopped. It stopped, it just stopped. Okay, which drones can do that today, but back then there were no drones. So helicopters can't do that, and airplanes can't do that. It just stopped. And we were there looking at it for a while, like, what is it? Look what it is. And then as we were talking, it just went like this. It went up, straight up fast, and disappeared. Again, jet planes can't do that, helicopters can't do that, and there were no such thing as drones. This was, 55 years ago. That was a long time. And that was the first time that I saw a UFO. The next time that I saw a UFO, I was older. And a friend of mine and let's see, how old was I? I was a long time. I was 39 years old. 39 years old. And so in the sky, we saw again this object flying, but it would fly like this. It would go fast like this and then stop. And then it would go like this and then stop. And then it would go like this and then stop. And then it would go like this and then stop. And we said, what in the world is that? And then the last time that it stopped, then it went like this, all the way up and disappeared. What was it? We don't know. The third time that I saw a UFO, I was now, let's see, 43 years old. I was older. And I didn't see one UFO, I saw two UFOs, and it was at night. And they were like two glowing bubbles. And they were like moving around each other. They would go like this, like they were dancing around each other. They would dance around each other and then stop. And then they would move and dance around each other again and then stop. And they would move and dance around each other and then stop. And then sometimes they would move like this, and then like this. Anyway, no drone can do that. And this was 23 years ago. There were no drones 23 years ago. So what was it? I don't know, but there were two of them. And I stood there and I watched them, and there were no cell phones back then. The cell phones were big and you couldn't tape anything with them. So there were only cameras. I didn't have a camera. So all I had to do was just sit there and watch. And they were there for a long time, moving around in ways that I cannot explain. The last time that I saw a UFO, I was, let's see, 58 years old. And it was with my grandson. I was taking my grandson to school because my grandson was living with me at that time. And I was taking him to school, driving him to school, and he said, "Look, Grandpa, what's that?" And up in the sky was an object very, very much like the one I had seen when I was his age. He was at 9 years old at that time, and it looked very much like the one I had seen, like that. And the object was just sitting there. It wasn't moving. It was just in the sky. It wasn't moving. It was just standing still. It wasn't shaking. It wasn't anything. It was just standing still. And we were looking at it, and I was being careful because I was driving, and I kept looking at it. And he said, "Is that a UFO? Is that what you saw when you were little?" And I said, "Yeah, it looks like it." And then after a while, this just went like this. It went up fast and disappeared. And that was the last time that I saw what people call a UFO. Now people can say, well, they're from Mars, they're from Venus, they're from this, they're from that. It's UFO because we don't know. And maybe one day we'll find out, but until now, we don't know. I just enjoy the fact that I was able to see them, whether you believe me or not. Because what I feel, what I think, guides what I do. Thank you. Gracias. Tlahtocan.